Being considered some of the greatest athletes of their generations, these former footballers have earned a lot of money while they haven't yet hung up their boots. Not forgetting, of course, that they also built real business empires to make themselves even richer, enjoying a unique lifestyle, owning luxury cars, multi-million-dollar mansions, and many other perks. Are you curious to know who the retired footballers with the biggest fortunes in the world are? In today's video, we'll find out who the richest former footballers are and how they live today. Starting with Welsh football legend Gareth Bale. Born in 1989 in Cardiff, the capital of Wales, Gareth Bale is a former footballer who began his career at the age of 16 with Southampton, then moved to Tottenham, where he achieved great results. Because of his excellent performances, Gareth Bale was signed by Real Madrid in 2013 for a record transfer fee of $104 million. And as he became one of the club's best players, his salary also increased. In the first season he wore the Real Madrid shirt, Bale earned $18.6 million. By his final season, his salary was already $32.9 million. Not forgetting, of course, that he played one season for Tottenham in 2020 before retiring to Los Angeles FC, where he earned another $38 million gross. Aside from football, Bale is a great businessman, owning 11's Bar and Grill, a modern sports-themed bar, as well as Par 59, a restaurant bar located in the city of Cardiff and another in Bristol's Harbourside neighborhood. The star has also launched 11's Esports, his esports company, as well as his own range of beers. But his biggest source of income is through advertising deals, as the Welsh football star has millions of followers on social media. And he often signs partnerships with famous brands such as Adidas Football, Nissan, and PlayStation, earning around $185,000 for a single post on his Instagram. And because of all this, he has plenty of money to enjoy a very luxurious life, owning a gigantic country estate in Wales valued at over £4 million, as well as a mansion in Madrid worth £6.5 million. He also has dozens of imposing cars at his disposal, such as a $220,000 Mercedes SLS AMG, a $240,000 Bentley Continental GTC, and even a $242,000 Lamborghini Huracan. And if you're curious about the size of his fortune, Gareth Bale's net worth is currently estimated at $150 million. Another extremely wealthy former player is Brazilian Ronaldo Nazário, born in 1976 in the state of Rio de Janeiro. Having been interested in sport from a young age, Ronaldo's professional career began at Cruzeiro, where it is estimated that he earned just $650 a month. But after being transferred to PSV Eindhoven, the player's salary rose to $8,000 a month. The Brazilian then joined Barcelona for a season, where he was paid around €2.5 million. And after joining Inter Milan, Ronaldo really cemented his position as one of the best players in the world, earning an annual salary of €5 million. But it was at Real Madrid where the star really enjoyed the peak of his financial life, earning more than €10 million a season. And although he's been retired for a long time, Ronaldo still earns a lot of money from other sources. In 2015, the Brazilian created Ronaldo Academy, a network of football school franchises, while in 2018, Ronaldo bought 51% of the shares in Real Valladolid, a traditional Spanish football club, in which he invested around €30 million. And he liked investing in clubs so much that in 2021 he decided to become a shareholder in Cruzeiro, one of the biggest Brazilian teams, where he had to invest $70 million. And all this is just a part of the former player's business, who also earns a lot through advertising partnerships, his main sponsor being Nike, with which he has had a lifetime contract since 1994. It's no wonder that with so much success in his professional life, the former athlete leads a life full of ostentation, such as his car collection, which includes a Ferrari F355 Berlinetta costing $280,000. But it's not just cars that he spends his fortune on, as it's speculated that he once owned a Gulfstream G200 airplane, a high-performance executive aircraft with an estimated price tag of $5.5 million. Not to mention his luxurious property portfolio, having already owned a house in Sao Paulo sold for $3.2 million, as well as a flat in Rio de Janeiro listed for $12 million, and an exquisite mansion in Ibiza. With all this, it's no wonder that Ronaldo Nazário's fortune is currently valued at $160 million. The next former player on the list is British footballer Wayne Rooney, born in 1985 in Liverpool, England. Despite joining Everton at the age of 9, Rooney's professional debut for the club's first team didn't come until 2002. After playing 2 seasons with the team, he was transferred to Manchester United for a fee of £25.6 million, becoming the club's all-time top scorer. And because of his excellent performances, Wayne Rooney earned more than $19 million a year at the height of his time with the team. In addition to these teams, the English star also played for DC United, earning an annual salary of $4 million, and Derby County FC, where he earned over $3.6 million before hanging up his boots. And even after retiring from the pitch, Rooney is still involved in sport as a coach, currently in charge of Plymouth Argyle. And just like some of the world's best athletes, the Englishman is very famous and also knows how to profit from advertising deals, having already signed partnerships with brands such as Coca-Cola and Nike, which at the time earned him around £2.5 million a year. Another multi-million-pound business was Stonygate 48 Ltd, his image rights and investment company, which would have generated almost £21 million after being liquidated. And it's no wonder that at the height of his career, some sources estimate that he earned up to $26 million a year from all his sources of income. And having amassed an immense fortune, Wayne Rooney doesn't skimp on his lifestyle, owning an enviable fleet of vehicles: $200,000 Lamborghini Gallardo, $220,000 Bentley Continental GT, and even a $260,000 Aston Martin Vanquish S. The former athlete also owns a huge amount of property, including an old house in Prestbury that he sold for $4.6 million, a villa in the south of Portugal, which cost around $6.3 million, a villa in Barbados, in the Caribbean, currently valued at $8.4 million, as well as a bespoke mansion in Cheshire, which cost an estimated $25 million, among other properties in some regions. And with a fortune of over $170 million, Wayne Rooney's extravagant spending is not surprising. Another football legend who can't be left off this list is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the greatest Swede in the history of the game. Born in Sweden in 1981, Ibrahimovic's career began with Malmö FF, and he went on to play for some of the biggest clubs in the world, including Ajax, Juventus, Internacional, Barcelona, Milan, Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester United, and the Los Angeles Galaxy. And at each of these clubs, the Swedish star earned a fortune every season, such as Milan, the last team he played for before announcing his retirement, where he was paid $8 million a year. During his time at Paris Saint-Germain, Ibrahimovic's salary was close to $16 million a year. But it was while playing for Manchester United that he made the most money, earning $35 million a year. And just like the other former multimillionaire players, his fortune wasn't built solely on footballing salaries. His business portfolio includes, for example, Padel Center, a training center focused on padel, which already has at least 4 units in Sweden, as well as his own cosmetics line. As for his football business, he has acquired 50% of the shares in Hammarby, a Swedish First Division team. In addition, Ibrahimovic is a former player who is admired by thousands of people, attracting the interest of several companies that want to associate their products with his image. Among the most influential brands that have already invested in his image are Volvo, Visa, and Samsung. And all this enormous success has allowed the Swede to acquire some enviable assets, such as a collection of imposing vehicles, something he is completely passionate about. And among the most expensive cars in Zlatan Ibrahimovic's garage are a $2 million Ferrari Monza SP2, a $2.5 million Ferrari Enzo, and even an unbelievable $3 million Ferrari LaFerrari. But the athlete also likes to splurge on other means of transport, owning a Revo 100 Corsaro super yacht that cost $8 million. And as well as spending his money on transport, the Swedish football legend owns some unusual properties, such as an old church in his homeland that cost £9.8 million and is being renovated to become his new mansion. Without a doubt, only someone as wealthy as Ibrahimovic could lead such a life, with a fortune estimated at $200 million. Another extremely wealthy retired footballer is Dave Whelan, born in 1936 in Bradford, England. Whelan's football career was shorter, beginning in the 1950s with Blackburn Rovers, until he was sold to Crewe Alexandra after an injury, where he played until announcing his retirement. Although he didn't have such a promising career on the pitch, Dave Whalen ended up finding his true calling in the business world. In the 1960s, he founded Whalen's Discount Stores, a famous supermarket chain that sold for over £1.5 million. In 1977, Whalen acquired the JJB shop and transformed it into a successful sporting goods chain, becoming the second largest retailer in the UK. In 2007, it was reported that he sold £50 million worth of shares in the company, and then disposed of his other 29% stake in the retailer. Dave Whalen also decided to expand his business portfolio by acquiring Wigan Athletic Football Club in the 1990s, as well as taking a majority stake in Wigan Warriors, an English rugby team, and opening DW Sports Fitness, a retail and fitness company. And it's no wonder that today, in his 87th year, he leads a more reserved life, owning an estimated net worth of $210 million. Another of the world's richest former footballers is David Beckham, another English star who was born in 1975 in London. Beckham's interest in football began as a child, but his professional career began at the age of 17 with Manchester United. Throughout his career, he played for some of the world's most prominent clubs, such as Real Madrid, Los Angeles Galaxy, AC Milan, and Paris Saint-Germain, where he was paid as much as $50 million a season before retiring. David Beckham also knew how to make his money in other ways, especially with advertising deals. His contract with Samsung alone, for example, would have earned him $28 million, while his lifetime deal with Adidas was valued at $160 million, apart, of course, from the percentage of profits from his licensed products. The former player's business dealings don't end there. He has invested millions of dollars to acquire the Major League Soccer team Inter Miami. He is also co-owner of Guild Esports, a professional online gaming team, and he has a stake in Lunaz, a company focused on the electrification and restoration of automobiles. And because of the success of his businesses, David Beckham doesn't skimp on his lifestyle, having extremely luxurious properties to live in with his family, such as a 10,000 square foot apartment in 1000 Museum, Miami, which cost a whopping $19.8 million, and a mansion in Holland Park, one of London's noblest areas, for which he paid an unbelievable $40 million. The Englishman also spares no expense on vehicles, owning a garage with dozens of cars, including a $450,000 Rolls-Royce Phantom and a McLaren 720s costing around $500,000. David Beckham also has his own yacht to enjoy his vacations, the Telly model, which can accommodate up to 10 people in 5 elegant cabins, the price of which is estimated at $15 million, not forgetting that he also owns a private jet, the Bombardier Challenger 350 model, which is estimated to have cost the Englishman $25 million. And to enjoy a life like this, there's no doubt that Beckham has reached a financial level enviable for any athlete, with his assets currently valued at $450 million, but according to Fox News, this figure could be much higher, as he and his wife allegedly have a combined fortune of $1 billion. Finally, the richest former soccer player in the world is Frenchman Mathieu Flamini, born in 1984 in Marseille, France. Having started his youth career with the Marseille club, his professional debut came in 2003 with the team's first team. Soon after, he signed for Arsenal, where he was earning over $4 million a year at the time. In the final years of his career, he signed for Crystal Palace for one season, earning $2.7 million, and then for Getafe, where he played until he retired for good in 2019. But the highest salary Mathieu Flamini received as a player was during his time at AC Milan, where he earned more than $10.8 million a year. But it was as an entrepreneur that Mathieu Flamini really saw his fortune increase in a surprising way, standing out for his keen eye for businesses linked to sustainability. He is the co-founder, for example, of GF Biochemicals, the first company in the world to mass-produce levulinic acid, which can replace several functions of petroleum. And the business has grown so much since it opened in 2008 that it already has an estimated market value of over $30 billion. In addition to this company, Flamini was also part of the team that created Biosource, the first master's degree dedicated to the bioeconomy, as well as co-founding the Bio Journal, an electronic magazine dedicated to the biological world. He is also Mesut Ozil's partner in the Unity Performance Lab, a digital space dedicated to health, with expert guidance from top professionals and athletes. And on top of all this, Matthew Flamini doesn't seem to be satisfied with the businesses he already owns, having declared that he wouldn't rule out the possibility of becoming the owner of one of the clubs he played for in the future. And being the richest former footballer in the world, Matthew Flamini leads an extravagant lifestyle, spending his money on modern aircraft, large boats to enjoy his free time on the high seas, and beautiful cars, such as an alleged $280,000 Ferrari 458 Italia. And although he is such a wealthy man, little is known about the properties he lives in, but from the photos he often shares on social media, the former player appears to have a large country estate in London where he lives in more privacy, which must surely be worth a good deal of money. And if you're curious to know the total value of Matthew Flamini's fortune, some sources estimate that his net worth is currently $14 billion, an amount that puts him on another level compared to other world soccer stars. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel Dios to satisfy your curiosity.